Charlemagne the God has a conversation with Andrew Schulz on their podcast about the election and how everything went. And it sounds to me like Charlemagne turned on the Democrats and Kamala Harris and what he's saying. He even said that he is not a Democrat. Okay, so I want to show you guys this real quick because it's kind of crazy that he just kind of switched up after the election. Let's go ahead and watch this video and react to it. Before we do me a quick favor. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm so that this video can reach more people like yourself. I truly appreciate you guys. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and let's hop into this video right now.
The question I asked, did they really believe those things? And when I say they, I'm talking about Vice President Kamala Harris and President Biden, because, people always take clips and, cut them up.
Of course.
Right? And take them out of context, because I'm speaking in particular about those two individuals and the two speeches they gave. That's why if you listen to the clip, if you listen to it in its full context, I say you would think in their speeches
they would have mentioned
something about him being a threat to democracy, America, y'all effed up, whatever.
Yeah, go. Now, I think you showed some support to the new administration. You were like, hey, we gotta.
It's support to America. He's the president of the United States.
Say that again. Say that again.
He's the president of the United States of America. It is support to America.
Remember it, Chris.
Who wants America to fail?
Remember that. Chris don't
even want America to fail.
Yeah, you do.
Chris, come on. Chris, you don't want America to fail.
I mean, what? What?
See? They can't even say it. America cannot be run by people that hate her. America cannot be run by people that hate her.
Okay, so I'll say this. I'm at least surprised that Charlemagne is actually showing some type of support for Trump and his administration, simply because of the fact that anybody who does not like Trump, for some reason, they just want to see him fail for the country. They want to see the country fail. But it's like we're all still in this country together. So if either side failed, it would be devastating for all Americans. So it's actually good to see that he showed some type of support. Okay. Now, let's look at this next part right here. Okay, so this part right here is pretty hilarious. He's about to claim that he's not a Democrat, okay? And you know what? I believe him because I think that and this goes for a lot of people. They don't like Trump specifically, but they don't mind Trump's policies. They don't mind certain policies such as border control. They don't mind the policies of banning trans education in school. They don't mind policies of bringing more access of jobs in America and putting tariffs on other countries. They don't mind certain policies. They just don't like Trump. But listen to this real quick.
Our mental health, right, is, hey, what are the things you want to see changed in America? Which candidate is at least telling you that they're going to make those changes? You vote for them. Once we fall in love with a guy and then we just forgive him no matter what he does, then we lose sight on what the democracy is. Like, you still got to hold the guy accountable.
But that's the problem with most Trump supporters, though. There's a code of personality. Like
I don't want to say most, but that is the problem, I think, with a lot of just political tribalism.
That's why they get mad at me. First of all, I've never said I was a Democrat.
Yo, you giving them so much, though. Why don't they appreciate you?
That right there is a complete statement he's telling Democrats, I am not on your side. I never said I was on your side, okay? But let's keep listening.
Why don't Republicans appreciate you?
Which side?
No, but I'm just saying, why don't Trump supporters appreciate you've given them so much? Talk about the gifts you've given them, bro. For real. What about the most successful campaign ad in history?
Oh my God.
Why are they not kissing your feet? Why are they not saying thank you, Charlemagne the God?
You know what I was thinking about that commercial?
Talk to me.
How did Trump's team figure out how to use my voice better than Kamala's team?
Charlemagne.
Like seriously, I want you to just sit back and think about this. Yeah. How did they figure out? Because I was reading about that art. I was reading about that in the New York Times, and Bill Clinton had been telling Kamala's team, like, y'all have to do something to combat these ads. And for whatever reason, they chose not to. Now, the vice president did call into Breakfast Club, and I asked her about it, right?
Okay, let me show y'all this ad real quick. I never seen the ad specifically, but I did see him talk to Kamala Harris about it. But the ad is hilarious, and it made Trump's argument way better. Okay, Listen to this ad real quick.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
Hell no, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that.
Kamala supports transgender sex changes in jail with our money.
Kamala even supports letting biological men compete against our girls in their sports. Kamala is for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Yo, that's the best ad ever. So this man literally said that Kamala Harris wants to, and it was true that she wanted to use taxpayers' money for gender transition surgeries for people in prison. And that's crazy. I guarantee there's a lot of people that will not support Donald Trump, but they will support his policies. And they'll be against the Democratic policies because they're not far left. They're somewhere in the middle, but they just don't like Trump. That's all it is, okay? But listen to this real quick because he's about to clarify how he feels on the whole LGBTQ and all that stuff. He's about to clarify that. Listen to this.
If you disagree with Democrat rhetoric, some of it, not all of it, some of the rhetoric, the extreme rhetoric, the reaction is, what are you, a Nazi? What are you, hateful? What are you, a bigot?
Well, we've been doing that to each other, but see, that's...
I'm not saying Republicans don't do it. I'm just saying that this is the reaction. What you have to do is when you have some things that aren't really common sense, Latinx, when you have some things that are just...
They sacrificed it all at the altar of identity.
But why aren't you listening to Latinos? Latinos were the main people saying don't use Latinx.
Because they don't care.
You even keep saying Latinx. I never even heard that term.
I know. It's just the whole thing. Like, for example, remember when there was like these stories of like the drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Yes.
And if a dad or mom goes, yo, why are there drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Don't call me homophobic,
transphobic,
because of that shit.
Explain that. It's weird. It's not like we ain't all go to kindergarten.
And maybe this makes me pretentious. Maybe it makes me elitist. I just don't think it really. Look, I just talk.
Chris, I want you to finish what you're about to say. You don't think it what?
Impacts people's lives in a real way.
But it impacted the election.
Okay.
Even if it don't impact your life, it impacted the election.
This is the biggest cop-out. This is the biggest cop-out. No, I'm telling you it is because when you say it doesn't impact people's lives, may I finish?
It doesn't.
May I finish?
Yeah.
You just double down. What you're telling me, this is the messaging I get, right?
Right.
I'm telling you, this is a deal to me. And what you're telling me is that I'm weird. This is the pretentiousness that is so baked into Democratic politics that drives people crazy. I'm telling you, hey, I don't understand this and it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. And you're going, no one really cares about this. This is not a big deal.
Right. It's like shut up and dribble.
Shut your mouth and dribble.
What you mean? Because I'm asking questions?
And the second you do that to the majority of the country, which is what you're doing, they start going, man, fuck these guys. Let's Trump fix this whole shit. These motherfuckers are too far. I can't even ask a question. When I do, they act like I'm stupid.
I don't think Schulz is wrong, Chris. I don't think you're
wrong.
And look, he's agreeing with Andrew Schulz. And I agree 100% with Andrew Schulz. I think it's weird. I don't think that children need to have their books read by trans adults. Like, it just confuses them. You're just trying to throw in this confusing thing where they see someone who resembles a man but is dressing like a woman. And I can almost say any Democrat that has a family and the family is not already zombified by the left wing and all of the, all of that stuff in the LGBTQ, they're going to agree with us and say, like, it just doesn't need to happen. What is like it doesn't need to happen. Our children don't need to be getting read by books read to them by these people. They don't need to be in the schools with them. They don't need to be at different conventions and like it just don't need to be. Why can't our children just be innocent? And he agrees with that because he's a father and he has children and he doesn't want his children to be indoctrinated by this weird thing that's been going on for the last 5 to 10 years.
Is feeling right now We need a reset from all these little micro things. It's enough.
Okay.
There's no more
I'm
fucking
with you.
common sense.
So now let's talk about those macros you mentioned.
Yeah, let's talk about
The
that
macros,
Yeah.
and you said the right thing, Schultz.
Talk to me.
It will or it might not be.
Let's hope
I'm hoping for the best.
Let's
for
hope
the
for the
economy.
best.
I'm hoping for
Me
the best
too.
when it comes to geopolitical politics. I'm hoping for the best when it comes to all of that stuff. Guess what? There's going to be a side who's right about that.
And there's going to be a side
there's
that's wrong.
who's wrong. The micro the weird
That
y'all
outta
lost
here.
that, but
You
they lost that.
It's
you
over.
lost. It
It's
cost
over.
you a election.
It cost you an election. Maybe
it
two.
cost you an election.
Maybe two. Maybe
two.
Maybe three. May cost you term limits, maybe.
But these macros, because I'm going to tell you something, I'm going to tell you the good thing about these macros.
Yeah.
To that point you just made, Donald Trump has control of all three branches of government right now.
Mm-hmm.
All three.
Mm-hmm.
The Senate, the House. He put 3 people on the Supreme Court. He's probably going to end up putting 2 more. The motherfucking Alito and Thomas are going to fucking probably retire. Probably going to put in 3 more because Democrats, once again, making the same mistake. Sotomayor won't step down, even though I think she's getting a little push. And she's like, no, I won't resign. She needs to step down now so they can add somebody, right? So you might end up having 3 motherfuckers on the Supreme Court. That is a 9-2 conservative majority along with the House and the Senate. Donald Trump.
Which I don't like.
But listen, though, Donald Trump has all the Infinity Stones, at least for 2 years.
Yep.
What he's saying right now is a middle ground stance, right? It's a middle ground stance because he's not bashing Trump or he's not saying he's going to fail. He's saying if, but he's stating that Donald Trump has everything he need, which is kind of like a middle ground. It's like, look, okay, you did it. We with you. Let's see what you can do with it. You know what I mean? I think that all Democrats should have his mindset where it's like, look, you are in, we respect you. We want the country to be better. We want to live peacefully. We want to have a better economy. Let's see what you can do. That's the type of stance that everyone needs to have.
There's nobody to blame. There's nobody to point to. So all his supporters, Wall Street, everybody, that's going to be the person that they look at. That's going to be the person that they aim at. It's actually the best case scenario if you're a person that doesn't like this administration. Because if they fuck up, it's all on them.
All of them.
So if the economy crashes 18 months after he gets sworn in, if there's wars all over the country, people already got their mind made up. Oh, we don't want 2 more years of this shit.
But if it works out,
it's over.
It's over.
Chris, if it works out,
it won't be a Democratic president for decades.
Decades. It'd be like Reagan, after Reagan, we didn't get another one for what? 8 years?
No, this is your bed though.
12. Yeah, after Reagan, we didn't get another one for 12 years.
Exactly.
It was two terms of Reagan. Then his VP got 4 years. Then fucking came Big Bill.
Big Bill.
Look, man, I don't know. It looks to me like he's not, obviously he's not a Democrat because he already said that. And I know for a fact he's a father just like I am. And he's not like the average Democrat. I think he likes the policies of Trump. Most policies, not everyone. But I think that he just doesn't like Trump. And that's what a lot of people, it's not just with him. That's what majority of Democrats that are normal people, okay, I'm not talking about the far left, I'm talking about normal people. They can agree that some of Trump's policies make sense. They can agree that Border Patrol is needed. They can agree that this economy is crashing and it would be better if we had more money flowing through America instead of buying everything and bringing it to America. They can agree that we don't need to have education in school, that our children just need to learn economics and studying and history and the normal things that children need to learn so that they can be productive citizens in the next generation. You can agree with these things, right? He can agree that crime is absurd in America and we need to figure this out. We need to figure out how to lower the crime rate and not, at the same time, not giving police the ability to do anything they want. Like, these are things that we all can agree on. I think these are things that he can agree on. So yeah, man, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about this video in the comment section, all right? If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hit the post notification bell so you don't miss another video. My name's Aaron Page. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Until next time, I'm out.